This is Let's Talk Business Radio with your host, Marc Ebinger. Now, here's Marc.
Next up on the show is Gil Herrera, also known as the Wi-Fi Hustler on Instagram. Gil is a senior account executive with Spectrum Business who focuses on SMB telecom. Gil, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Marc.
All right, so tell us how you got involved in the Wi-Fi business.
Well, it's just I've been in sales all my life, and so this has been just kind of the dream job that I've been waiting for, and I hustled to get it.
Wait, I'm not going to let you get off that easy. So what is it about what you do, and we'll get into the details of that, but what is it about that you like so much?
Honestly, the biggest thing is that, like, it's just like anything else, but the biggest thing is that, like, you really, at the macro level, I'm connecting people to people. So I'm connecting people via internet, through phone lines, cable TV, even now mobile. So it's really just connecting people, and that's kind of a beautiful thing.
So it's not just the tech side, it's also this connecting people thing.
Exactly.
Which, especially during COVID, was actually a big deal. That people could still communicate through Zoom. It's never the same, but that's still a very important function.
Well, the internet was huge during the pandemic, and it's definitely something that's not going to go away anytime soon. So,
did it grow good for you during the pandemic?
I wasn't in the industry during that time, so yeah. So, but I knew that's where I wanted.
Okay, what were you doing before?
So I was in outside sales, doing for security. So I was two different major security companies. So similar things, but yeah.
So from security to Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi is it. You're the Wi-Fi hustler.
Yeah. Well, I'm not one of the only, but the nice thing is that, like, I love working with small businesses, and that's what I really wanted to do. So in the telecom industry, there's residential small business, and then of course enterprise, which is kind of like your big HEB, Walmart kind of thing. Small business to me is kind of my sweet spot. I love talking to business owners because I've been a business owner, so I know what they're looking for, what they're thinking about, on what's more important to them, and just keeping it genuine. And that's, I think, one of the keys to my success.
I'm 100% on with that because I love that too. Because entrepreneurs, we are people that are very forward-leaning. We're authentic. We're real. And we're going somewhere. We're on purpose.
Exactly.
And that's the world that Heather operates in as well. So
yeah, we don't have the red tape of the big corporations either. So
yeah, I was talking about that this morning, how I love the small business world because you're still operating without the politics of being in large corporate settings. It's almost like once you go to a certain point in your business, it's political rather than business. But we get to operate in a different space. So what's the difference between business Wi-Fi and home Wi-Fi?
The biggest thing is, so I can actually put business Wi-Fi in your home. The cool thing about it, and this is actually, thanks for Marc having me, he's actually as a client of mine as well.
Yeah.
But basically what happens is that as a residential customer, let's say 5 o'clock comes, everyone gets at home at the same time, internet starts slowing down. But as a business customer, you actually get priority on the network, which is an amazing thing. But on top of that, as a business owner, you're looking for every tax liability freedom you have. So as opposed to having a portion of your internet being paid for by your business, now because it's a business account, 100% of that would be used.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Business coach, so
I mean, you probably told me, but I'm not the best listener sometimes when it comes to some.
You're
I think I'm a good
busy
listener.
guy, though, bro.
Yeah,
So.
Busy guy, whatever. All right, so Google Fiber's making inroads here.
Yep.
So how are you guys dealing? How's Spectrum dealing with that?
Honestly, I say bring it on because honestly, any competition is going to be great for everybody. Because here's the thing: is that there's enough fish for the sea for everyone to have a little piece of that pie, right? So, but our biggest thing is that, like, Google building the infrastructure for telecom is expensive. So even though they're coming, it's going to be slow and they're going to have little pockets in town here and there, and they're not going to be everywhere yet. So I can't get it at my house yet because I always like having my competition so I can test it and see what they're doing. But as far as Spectrum's a really smart company, and they're pricing accordingly to counteract that. So.
And I know Google had to come in and tear up the entire street in front of my house before I got access to Google Fiber, and I haven't made the leap or anything yet. So what's the key to your success in this business?
Honestly, it's going to be my white glove service and being a concierge to my clients and customers. So really, it's not just so much that I get them connected, but I always checking in on them, making sure that their business is going. I become a customer of theirs. But in addition to that, if they need something else, like if I know plenty of people still in the alarm industry, and because I network, I have people like Beverly who I can help brand with them. I know people like Marc to help get more marketing to them. So it's just a matter of connecting people in addition to physically connecting them.
Yeah, I like that too. That's you're very easy to talk to, very easy to get along with, and I think that you are very forward-leaning in your service. What can I do for you? And making sure that everything you say, you actually do. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I experienced that. I thought that was great. So, so the Wi-Fi Hustler thing. So tell me, what's the deal with that? How'd you come up with that name, and what are you doing on Instagram?
So a little backstory is that I used to be in the hair industry, and I had a really great. I was also an educator and a coach and all this stuff. But long story short, I had a distributor, and her Instagram name was Shampoo Hustler. And so I was like, as soon as I kind of went into the telecom, I was like, I've got to take that name. And luckily, no one else has taken it, so it was available for me.
Are you paying her for at least
No.
the inspiration? Did you buy her lunch at least for the inspiration?
No. She's out of San Francisco, and so we don't even talk anymore, so it's fine.
I love it.
So it's legit. So that's the first time we've ever told that story.
So what does your business look like 5 years from now?
Oh man, 5 years from now, I definitely hope I'm in a management role or have switched into the enterprise role instead of SMB. But I think SMB is kind of my grassroots and where I want to stay. But we'll see.
Cool.
So, what exactly is SMB?
SMB is small, medium businesses. I like considering it small, medium, and micro businesses because the micro business is really kind of my bread and butter too, because there's so many people that are sole proprietors that are maybe have under 10 employees. And a lot of times, a lot of big corporations kind of overlook those as small businesses because those are really small businesses too, especially if you're working at home. You know, you're a single CPA person or something, you still need internet at home. And, you know, kids these days, whether they're on YouTubes or on TikToks or gaming, whatever, if you have your own internet, in addition to that, whatever they're doing on the internet is not slowing you down for your businesses, like being on Zoom calls or doing whatever else you need to do with your business.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to share my internet with my daughter.
No.
Nothing personal. I'm just saying that I don't want it slowing down because she's
Exactly.
having a good time with her friends, which I love that. But anyway.
See, I just share my internet with Miss Rachel because I got a 2.5-year-old. So if people want to get in touch with you and talk to you about their internet, how can they do that?
Yeah, feel free to give me a call on my business cell phone, 210-488-6293, or reach out to me on Instagram, the Wi-Fi Hustler.
Easy to remember.
Thanks, Gil.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great to have you in here.